Hello and welcome to another video. Today we are taking a look at the JBL Pulse 4 portable speaker. Finally, this has arrived at the studio. So today in this video, I'll be telling all about the JBL Pulse 4, the good, the bad, and everything else you need to take note of before you purchase this. So without wasting time, let's begin. Alright, so first of all, let's go quickly through what comes in the box, and then I'll be telling you all about its specifications and features, and then I'll be doing a sound test as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. In the box, you get the speaker, a Type-C cable, a quick start guide, and the safety sheet. You also get a warranty card as well. For specs, you are looking at 20 watts total output power. It's equipped with a 7260 mAh battery. So you are getting up to 12 hours playtime. Definitely that would vary depending on the type of music you are listening to and the volume. You are also getting IPX7 water resistance, and then you are getting 360 degrees sound projection and light show. And you also have to bear in mind you can customize the light show using the JBL Connect app, so you can tweak it to your own taste. But what I noticed is that the lighting modes are fewer on the JBL Pulse 4 than on the JBL Pulse 3. I just hope an update can bring more lighting options and patterns. As always, you can simply shake it to sync your light show with another Pulse 4 speaker. It weighs around 1.2 kilograms, which makes it slightly heavier than the Pulse 3, which weighed less than a kilogram. It has a frequency response range of between 70 Hz to 20 kHz. Another thing to bear in mind is that instead of the JBL Connect Plus feature, you are now getting the new pairing protocol called the JBL Party Boost, which is not backward compatible with any of the JBL Connect Plus speakers. So you have to bear that in mind. You can use the 360 degrees light show for ambient lighting, whether the music is on or off. There is no 3.5mm auxiliary port for wired listening. So if you want to use this wired, you cannot do that. There is no standard USB port as well for charging devices on the go. You are getting Bluetooth 4.2, not 5.0, so you have to bear that in mind. You are only getting a single passive radiator at the bottom and an upward firing driver at the top, as opposed to the two passive radiators and the three side firing drivers on the Pulse 3. The buttons are scattered around the top part of the speaker, which is taking me a while to get used to. First of all, there is the play and pause button alongside the volume rockers. Turning the speaker around, there is the JBL Party Boost button alongside the light show mode button, which is used to toggle between different lighting patterns. Spinning it around, lastly, there is the power and Bluetooth pairing buttons. The single driver at the top of the speaker is made of metal and it feels really solid to the touch. You are getting USB-C on the Pulse 4 for charging it up. Thank goodness. The speaker is an absolute beauty to gaze at, although it definitely isn't for everyone. You have to take note there is slight latency when watching videos, as there is no aptX or aptX HD or AAC support. From what I see here, it's like JBL seems to be cutting out a lot of essential features, all in the name of innovation. Don't get me wrong, innovation is great, but there has to be some sort of balance here, considering how much you are paying for this. You also have to bear in mind it's a fingerprint magnet and it's very prone to scratches and scuffs, so definitely you don't want to be handling this around too much. So you are better off leaving this placed stationary on a desk or a table. It rolls around when placed horizontally on a flat, smooth surface, so beware as it can roll off the table very easily. You also have to take note it's quite slippery, so you have to be very careful each time you hold it in your hands. So as always, it's time for a sound test, so please put on your headphones as this is going to be a binaural recording. So let's see how the JBL Pulse 4 performs.
place, float on air, and we'll hide away. I'll be your escape. Look up and feel the shifting winds tossing us around again. Hold tight, ready to begin, and just levitate. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. On we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and
The first thing I'm noticing from the JBL Pulse 4 is that it has a very clear and open sound. It gets pretty loud at max volumes, but you don't really get that much bass like the JBL Charge 4. So you have to bear that in mind. As I mentioned earlier, you are just getting the single upward firing driver on the Pulse 4. So the sound is projected upwards and then it's dispersed around. That's how it operates. It gets pretty loud, but from around 60% volume and above, it sounds a little bit harsh and tinny as the small single driver is struggling to push out all the sound. I just wish it had more drivers and another passive radiator. I think that would have helped with better sound production. I think the JBL Charge 4 is definitely louder than the Pulse 4 with more bass. I'll be doing a comparison very soon as well, so make sure you'll stay tuned for that. As some of you must have noticed in the video, there is some slight droning. I think maybe it's from the downward firing passive radiator. As it's placed on the table, I think it's causing some sort of vibrations. Another thing I noticed is that when I listened to some tracks on the JBL Pulse 4 and then listened to same tracks on the JBL Charge 4 and the Extreme 2, I noticed that the bass reproduction on the Pulse 4 is slightly off. That's what I'm noticing here. I don't know, maybe it's because of the downward firing passive radiator. Maybe it causes some vibrations to the table. I'm not sure, but that's what I noticed, so you have to bear that in mind. You might hear some slight droning when you place this like on a table or on the shelf. I will call the sound quality on the JBL Pulse 4 average. This is not an excellent sounding speaker. Definitely, this speaker is geared towards aesthetics rather than sound quality. So you are definitely better off using this indoors rather than outdoors. So here is the deal. If you end up purchasing the JBL Pulse 4, you will only be able to connect it to the JBL Flip 5 because only the JBL Flip 5 for now supports the JBL Party Boost feature. So you cannot connect it to any previous generation JBL speakers like the JBL Charge 4, Flip 4, and the Extreme 2. So if you need more bass, you are out of luck at least for now, pending when JBL releases new bigger speakers with the new Party Boost feature, or better still, update some of the older generation speakers with the Party Boost feature. So for pricing on this speaker, you are looking at around $200. I'll be throwing links down in the description section for you all if you want to purchase this. If you want a portable 360 degrees omnidirectional speaker and you don't care much about the light show stuff, make sure you check out the video I did on the earphone U-Boom. As always, feel free to check out other reviews and comparisons on this channel. I am Ezekielo, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Adios.